Good evening, darling. So I got an anonymous message that says, "So, Mr. Elvin King, if touching a little bit of iron isn't that big a deal, can you show us what happens when you do? Did you become less stretched out and silvery and ethereal and Mulhall, just forget it?" Well, I'm assuming that you as a dwarf are sort of trying to get an answer out of me about what happens, and I'm not the kind of person that has iron just lying around that I can go ahead and just put on myself to sort of prove to you the lack of glamour that I use. So thank you so much for not trusting me to be able to speak honestly about something that I know very much about. But if I had iron, I would do it, you know. It's not that I don't want to show you, it's just that, first of all, I have nothing to prove, and second of all, I just don't have anything lying around that I could use, darling. As I've mentioned, I've got a bit of a reaction, so I'm just going to have this stuff piling up in the hall. So, perhaps at some point someone could bring some for me or something. I'm not really sure. And it seems like you've already given up on it anyhow, darling, so I suppose you just don't need me to show you, which is honestly fine, because I don't want to get my skin all red and irritated for nothing, you know. So I hope this, well, I don't know what I hope. There's nothing to really hope for. But, you know, let's see, maybe this cap is iron. No, aluminum. Oh well. Too bad, I suppose. Just have to find out some other time. And just to answer your sort of little series of questions, because of course you did ask some about if it makes us less ethereal and silvery and makes us stretched out or whatever. There are some elves that do get a bit more of a silvery sheen to them. You know, we like to, it's really, you know, people that like to be bronzed in the sun, and you sort of, the bronzer creams and whatnot. You know, we often, not personally me, but you know, some of my kin like to have sort of that golden glow instead of the silver hue, and so yes, they will glamour themselves a little bit darker instead of more silvery. It does happen, darling, every once in a while, but it's not me at all, you know. Look at my skin. I mean, this lighting is a little bit yellow, but honestly, you know, I don't need to sort of give myself a golden hue or anything like that. And as far as the sort of being stretched out, well, I think I'm stretched out enough as it is. I don't really need to make it any worse. And, I mean, we just are ethereal. It's just what we are, darling. We can't change that with glamour. It's just a tenet of our very being, you know. So, I hope, dear dwarf, that this answers all of your questions, except of course for the direct demonstration of what happens with the iron and all that. So yes, and I've lost my train of thought. I must need some more wine. Oh, I was saying goodbye, that's right. Silly me. So, we'll talk again later, darlings, and dwarf, if you decide that you have anything else you'd like to know, of course, I'm happy to answer your questions. Just don't give up next time, darling. Use your words. Ta-ta.